So now I want you to mount up the motorcycle, side stand up, and we're gonna go through the process of turning on the motorcycle and showing you some of the basic operation. So remember, this is the front brake lever. You notice how it doesn't want to go all the way. This is the clutch lever. You notice how it wants to go all the way. That's important to know for when we find the friction zone and for when we need to stop. But first, we need to figure out even how to go. So that's the throttle right here. So let's go ahead and turn on the engine. And what I'm doing is I'm looking for the green neutral light. One way to figure out if it's in neutral is without touching any primary controls. I mean, you can go ahead and hold the handlebars. And if you can move backwards or forwards at least 2 feet, that means you're not in a gear. That means you're in neutral. The moment, see, I'm gonna go ahead and shift, and we'll talk more about shifting later. The moment I put it in gear, the green light goes away, and I try to move, and it wants to stop. That means you're in gear. Which gear you're in, that's what you're gonna have to find out. Okay, so now I'm in neutral. I have the engine on. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I have my kill switch or engine shutoff switch on. And this lightning bolt around a circle with an arrow, that's a typical thing, is the engine start switch. So before we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze the brake, squeeze the clutch, just in case the bike takes off. The clutch will disengage the transmission, so no power will go to the rear wheel. And then with the brake, it allows me to make sure I don't move anyways, no matter what. And I'm gonna go ahead and use my right thumb, turn it on. Now I'm gonna release the front brake, very good. And I'm gonna slowly release this clutch lever just in case it's in gear. We'll talk more about friction zone. Right now it should be getting close to that friction zone, but since I'm in neutral, nothing happens. So now I know I'm in neutral, the bike is running. So here's the thing I want you to do. I want you to get used to using this throttle. I want you to understand the sound. I want you to understand the feel of it in neutral. You're not gonna blow up your bike, okay? So here we go. We're gonna go ahead and give it a little bit of throttle. So I know right here, there's a lot of play and there's no engine response when I twist this. So I know that if I have to accelerate, I need to get to here. So that's where having that flat wrist is very important. So I'm flat wrist right now, and now I know if I just give it a little bit, the engine will start. But here's the thing, I want you to understand what it sounds like and feels like. So go ahead and give it some throttle. Get a good feel for that. So understand that feeling. Now we're gonna practice shutting off the bike. So just like mounting and dismounting, we're gonna shut off the bike, and this is the process I like to do. So we just stopped, I put it in neutral, it's time for me to dismount, but I gotta turn off the bike. So what I'm gonna do is reach up with my right thumb because I like having both hands on the handlebars. I don't wanna take one off and then turn the key, because what happens if I lose balance? So that's why I like to be here, flat-footed, engine shut off. So now the engine is shut off, but the batteries are still on, okay? So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go ahead and look down, squeeze the front brake, side stand, go ahead and hit the side stand and do the whole dismounting process. And the reason why I do this, and turn it off now, the reason why I turn it off last and the reason why I get off first is because I want the bike stable. I want the side stand down. I want the engine off so it's not rumbling. And then when I get off, my last step will be to completely turn it off so I don't forget it. You don't want to leave it on and walk away. You're going to drain your battery. So make sure you turn that off.